Hi everyone, my name is Manal Al-Fayez and you're watching From Scratch. On today's episode of From Scratch, we're making milk alternatives. We're gonna start off by making some cashew nut milk, which is super easy. We're gonna use that to make a chia seed pudding, and it is also very easy and very delicious to make at any time. So to start off with your cashew nut milk, what you're gonna need is some vanilla, some honey, soaked cashews, preferably overnight, and some water. So very simple ingredients. What we're gonna start off with doing is grab your very strong mixer or blender. What we're gonna do is dump in all of our cashews. And again, these have been soaked in some water overnight and have been kept at room temperature. We did not place them in the fridge. Next up, I'm gonna add in all of this water. And then our vanilla goes in next. So vanilla is optional if you want to add it or if you want to omit it. It will not make a difference. It'll just add in some extra flavor. And lastly, our sweetener, which is going to be honey. You could always substitute the honey with some dates, and that's also a really great substitute. Or even some sugar. Okay. That's everything in our mixer. So we're just going to place this onto our blender. Just make sure that you have a very good blender for this. What we're going to do is start off with a very slow speed. And then go up to high. Right, so it looks nice and perfectly blended. What's left to do is just pass this through our strainer. So super easy. What you're going to do is just pass this through a strainer to collect any bigger chunks. And your cashew nut milk is ready. You could use it for so many different things. What we're going to use it for today is to make a chia seed pudding. So we're on to making our chia seed pudding, and it's super simple. All you need is the following: some chia seeds, cocoa powder, some maple syrup or any sweetener of your choice, and the cashew nut milk that we made before. So this is, again, super easy. What you want to do is just make sure that you do this ahead of time, especially a day ahead of time. So what I'm gonna do is just add in our chia seeds and our cocoa powder. Just make sure that you got all of that cocoa powder. So this is a very chocolatey chia seed pudding. You could always remove any sort of cocoa powder if you don't like that chocolatey flavor. I just really like it. I'm gonna add in our sweetener. And our cashew nut milk. Give this a very thorough mix. The cocoa powder does not mix well at the very beginning, but just giving it a very quick mix is gonna get all of that cocoa powder nice and saturated. So you wanna make sure that you make your mixture at least 8 hours ahead of time, or more preferably overnight. So what I'm gonna do is cover this up and place it in the chiller, and then we'll be right back. So once you make sure that your chia seed has been placed in the fridge for at least 8 hours, most preferably overnight, you should end up with a very pudding-like texture, just like so. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add in some chopped strawberries and garnish with some raspberries. So I'm gonna add in our chopped strawberries right inside and give this a very nice mix. So once you gave that a very nice mix, what you want to make sure of is you get a good amount and put it into your containers, just like so. And this can be enjoyed at any time of the day. I really like enjoying this for breakfast because it's a very filling thing to eat. It gets me powered for the day, so it's really perfect to have for breakfast time. And you could always top it off with any topping to your liking. You could top it off with some granola, you could omit any sort of fruits inside, you could add some more fruits. It's very versatile. Just going to garnish with some of our raspberries. And here you have your chia seed pudding made from a cashew nut milk from scratch. We're gonna move on to making our other milk alternative from scratch. It's going to happen after the break. We're gonna make a horchata. So we're gonna make our second milk alternative. It is going to be called a horchata. A horchata actually originated from Mexico. It's a super delicious drink to have, and it contains the following: some sugar, cinnamon powder, rice, vanilla, almonds, and cinnamon sticks. So it's super delicious. It is heavily based on the content of rice. So it's actually a rice milk drink. It contains 0 milk. So it's really great for people who have or opt to have milk alternatives. So what we're gonna do is start off by adding in all of our ingredients right into our blender. So I'm gonna add in our sugar, our rice that has actually been soaking overnight in some water. So it's very important whenever you're making any sort of milk alternative for you to always soak the ingredients. I'm gonna go ahead and grab our vanilla. You could always remove the vanilla content. It's just gonna add in some more flavor. And I'm gonna add in some of our soaked cinnamon sticks. Gonna grab our water and pour that right in. So there are some recipes out there that have condensed milk as a sweetener. So you could always go ahead and add that, but keep in mind that once you add condensed milk, that is some milk that you're introducing into the liquid. So I'm gonna get this blended up nice and slow and gradually increasing the speed. Right, so I've had it blending for a couple of minutes. So what I'm gonna do is pour it through a strainer. So what you wanna do is grab a fine mesh strainer, just like so, and pass the liquid through the strainer. This is a really refreshing drink to have. It's super delicious, and again, the sugar content can always be substituted with any other sugar source. So if you'd like to add in some honey or even condensed milk, if you're fine with having some milk, then I would really recommend that. So to serve, all we're gonna do is pour this right into a very cold container. And we're just gonna garnish with some cinnamon powder. And here you have your horchata drink that is ready to serve. I highly recommend to always have this chilled. So what you could do is cool down your liquid in some ice and then serve it after. It's super delicious, and I highly recommend you to try it. And here we have our 2 final end products made with milk alternatives from scratch. We made a cashew nut milk from scratch to make our very delicious chocolate chia seed pudding, and our horchata, which contains rice and almonds as a base. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time on From Scratch.